Over 100 marijuana plants and supplies for a large growth operation are found in northern Arizona.
I'm here with Brian Howard from Planned Parenthood.
Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm community anchor Audrey Nagel.
And I'm student anchor Adrian Garola. Thanks for joining us.
Yesterday, we reported that Flagstaff's Planned Parenthood might face closure due to its recent legal struggles. That is actually not the case. Planned Parenthood provides a number of services such as anemia testing, cancer screenings, and STD testing. These would not be impeded by the new abortion restrictions that went into effect Monday. We apologize for any confusion. Here to talk with us about these new restrictions is Brian Howard from Planned Parenthood.
I'm here with Brian Howard from Planned Parenthood. And Brian, could you talk a little bit about the controversy behind these abortion-inducing drugs?
Yes, thank you. The controversy, the situation here in Arizona this week is that a pair of medications that have enabled women to terminate pregnancies early in pregnancy without surgery for the past 14 years are facing restrictions that could take effect in the next few days that will make abortion care harder to get and put it entirely off limits for women later in pregnancy.
What's at stake here in northern Arizona and specifically at your Planned Parenthood location?
Sure. So Planned Parenthood, of course, has a health center in Flagstaff where we provide care 4 days a week. And I want to make clear that our presence in Flagstaff is going to be uninterrupted. The concern that we have is that if these restrictions are allowed to take effect, they will potentially make it very hard for us to continue the provision of abortion health care in Flagstaff. And our facility is the only place that women in northern Arizona can access abortion care north of Phoenix.
Okay, thank you so much, Brian, for joining us. And you can find out more about this issue on our website at naztoday.com.
One couple is in custody after the Yavapai County Sheriff's Office and K-9 unit discovered materials supporting a large marijuana growing operation inside of their vehicle on Tuesday. The couple's rental truck was pulled over after a lane change violation on the East I-40 near Seligman. The driver, Lee Negan, allowed deputies to search the truck when they suspected the vehicle contained contraband. Officers found over 100 marijuana plants, 8 pounds of packaged marijuana, and equipment used for indoor growing of the drug. Negan and girlfriend Kathy were arrested and remain in custody at Camp Verde Detention Center. The field investigation confirmed that Lee and passenger girlfriend Kathy were knowingly transporting drugs and supplies for the growing operations. Both remain in custody at Camp Verde Detention Center with bonds set to $15,000.
The FBI is seeking information about a man allegedly involved in sexual exploitation of children. An incriminating video of John Doe was first recorded by the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children in November of 2012. The video's images have been enhanced in order to make the suspect easier to identify. The suspect is Caucasian, possibly in his 30s or 40s, with a receding hairline. There are no clues that link the suspect to the Flagstaff region, but if you have any information, please go to tips.fbi.gov or call 1-800-CALL-FBI. An upcoming fundraiser in northern Arizona will give you the opportunity to raise funds for an organization of your choice. But the catch is you only have 24 hours to do so. NAZ Today reporter Amani Payne has the details.
Well, Arizona Gives Day is right around the corner. Now, this day provides a time for the community to make a difference and unite to empower causes they are passionate about. Joining me in the studio now is Jeff Barnard to talk a little bit more about this event. Thank you for stopping by.
You're very welcome. Happy to be here.
So for those who might not be familiar, why don't you start off by explaining what exactly Arizona Gives Day is?
Well, Arizona Gives Day is a 24-hour giving marathon. It starts at 12 midnight and goes to 11:59 on Wednesday, April 9th. This is part of a movement nationally of these Gives Day, and it's an opportunity for people to make online gifts to the nonprofit charity of their choice. Last year, one of our organizations, the Pioneer Historical Organization, won a statewide prize for having the most number of individual gifts.
And now there are over 60 nonprofits participating, and I think that's just locally. So why do you think this event is picking up such a buzz amongst nonprofits?
Last year we had about 30 organizations here in Flagstaff, and we have 68 this year. It's a statewide program, so last year statewide over $1 million was raised by Arizona Gives, and we certainly hope to do better statewide this year, raise even more. We want to make this the most philanthropic community that we can possibly be.
Very nice. Now, here's an event that is completely dependent upon community support and donations. So, I guess, what do you want the public to know so that they can back and support Arizona Gives Day?
Well, the thing is, every hour of every day here in Flagstaff, there are people volunteering their time for really, really important things. This community depends on its nonprofit sector. This is an opportunity for the general public to say thank you for all that terrific work. There are organizations here that work with children. There's arts and music organizations. There's social service organizations. There's educational organizations. It's an opportunity to say thank you to all the hardworking people, both volunteers and employees of these nonprofits who are just helping families, helping kids, making it a better community every day of the year.
Sounds good. Well, thank you again for joining me in
You're
the
welcome.
studio, Jeff. And if you all are interested in Arizona Gives Day, you can find more information on how to donate and a full list of participating nonprofits at azgives.org.
These two subjects are still at war with each other, but there might be some cohesion in the high country.
And the North Rim Bison are giving Grand Canyon officials headaches. See why.
All right, yesterday's storm system brings some much needed moisture already out of the picture here on the satellite. It's moved off into the center portion of the country. We're going to talk about where that storm is now, what it left for us, what it's doing now. And we also have another spring storm system to talk about. And the warmest temperatures of the year are also in the forecast. We're going to talk about that as well, coming right up.
Why did I choose Northern Arizona University?
Lots of reasons.
I have to choose just one?
I chose NAU because of the small class size. My professors know me.
Just one thing?
I know what my tuition will be for the next 4 years.
I came to NAU for the culture. There's so much to do.
I chose NAU because it's close to home, but not too close.
I can't choose. It has everything.
Northern Arizona University. Find your way.
Go Jack!
16-year-old Anamkar Dixon is a local singer-songwriter who is really going places. She released her own album in 2012 and has been nominated for a Viola Award. She started her own band, the Anam Dixon Trio, and performs frequently around town. She's a guest in our studio tonight to tell us how Flagstaff has supported and inspired her and where she plans to go from here.
When you think of Flagstaff as a community that supports the arts and particularly nurtures musicians, you might be thinking about Anamkar Dixon. She's a singer-songwriter who comes from this community and who you can see at First Friday Art Walks every now and again. So we're happy to have her here in the studio today. Welcome, Anam.
Thank you so much.
So I'm wondering if you could tell us about your musical journey.
Yeah, well, I've played music for most of my life. I've always loved to sing, and so I started playing harp when I was 5 years old after I saw this group of kids playing harp. And then when I was 10, I picked up the guitar and started playing and writing my own songs. And ever since then, I've been really into it, and it's been kind of my life for the last few years.
How has Flagstaff sort of supported you and inspired you as a musician?
Well, Flagstaff, I think, is a great community to be a musician in because everyone is just so supportive. and just open to my kind of music, which is, you know, kind of folk and bluegrass inspired. So it's a really nurturing, really great supportive community to play music in.
How old were you when your album In Between the Blue was released?
I was 14.
And that was back in 2012, right?
Yeah, it was.
Very good. So, I mean, you're doing a lot of things and you're obviously very young. What do you have coming down the pike? What are you working on right now?
Right now, I've been really working on writing some new original music to record in the next few months. So it'll be really fun.
Excellent. If you stay tuned, Annam will be playing right here in our studio.
Bison have been causing trouble for Grand Canyon Park officials. A herd of bison on the north rim of the canyon have caused damage to the park's resources. They have reduced vegetation, damaged some Native American cliff dwellings, and have ruined some of the wetland areas surrounding the canyon. The Arizona Game and Fish had been keeping the herd's number around 100, but with rising hunting permit costs and the herd's migration on the national park, numbers have been rising. The National Park Service is now seeking out a management plan to address this issue. The hope is to create a plan that will provide a long-term solution.
Arts and science, two subjects seem to be polar opposites, but residents in the Flagstaff community see both going hand in hand with the other. Although the two subjects seem to be linked by method of creation,
the practice of science is a tremendously creative process, as is art. Whether it's creating a picture or composing a piece of music, you're fabricating something that didn't exist before.
Although the two subjects seem to be linked by method of creation, not everyone in the community can mix the creativity of art with the cold hard facts of science. Damon Taylor from Coconino Center of the Arts tells us how artists take a different approach to problem solving compared to scientists.
It's an opportunity to cover a lot of critical thinking and problem solving that you just can't approach in, say, like a math or a science education. It's creating your own issues that you have to think through creatively and come to whatever resolution you want by your own means.
Lowell Observatory, the Flagstaff Symphony Orchestra, and other organizations in the High Country all practice inventing their own imaginative works. Regardless of the subjects combining for a perfect mix or not, both are essential to the Flagstaff community. A look outside today, and you wouldn't think it snowed yesterday. Meteorologist Lee Bourne tells us if Flagstaff weather has made up its mind yet.
And the NAU soccer team is getting ready for their fall season. Find out more coming up.
Tonight's NAZ Today weather is brought to you in part by Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac in Flagstaff.
A single ember from a wildfire can travel over a mile. You can't control where it will land, only what happens before it does. Visit fireadapted.org to learn how to protect your community from wildfires.
Watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes twice a day. They have the time.
All All right, a bit on the cool side in the wake of yesterday's storm system. High temperature here in Flagstaff, 48 degrees, a little bit below average. We're always talking about temperatures being way above average, it seems like, here in 2014. Average for this time of year here in Flagstaff, mid-50s, and it was a cold overnight with that storm system ending right around midnight as far as any snow went. Then the sky started to clear as we made our way into the overnight. 17 degrees this morning here in Flagstaff. That's the coldest morning we've had around here in a long time. No precipitation since midnight, but the storm system did bring 0.3 of an inch after the snow melted. And here's a look at some of the snow totals from around northern Arizona. Grand Canyon at the north rim topping everybody off with 6 inches of new snow. Piñon up on the res in Navajo County, 6 inches. Pulliam Airport here in Flagstaff officially 3.6 inches. And that brings our season total to a meager 38.5 inches so far here in this snow season. We average right around 100 inches of snow. Mountain Air 3.5 inches, Parks 3 inches, Keams Canyon up on Hopi 2 inches. Williams just got an inch, and in Prescott it snowed for a few minutes. 0.2 inches of snowfall. Okay, here's a look at what's happening across the nation here in the weather department. That area of low pressure has now moved off into the plain states. Snow busting out from the plains all the way up into the upper Mississippi River Valley and then down in the lower Mississippi River Valley. This line of thunderstorms right along that cold front that moved through us last night. Severe weather breaking out. There's a confirmed tornado in Texas today, also in Missouri, and it's getting to be that time of year. You got all the cold air dropping in behind it, the snowfall, and then that warm, moist air moving in off the Gulf. Springtime, that's when we start to see all the severe weather breaking out. Okay, for us here, there is some cloud cover out there, kind of just some kind of junky clouds in the wake of yesterday's storm. And they'll start to clear out here as we make our way in overnight, although we're going to start to see high clouds moving in off the Pacific, increasing as we make our way through the night. And a very weak storm system here off the California coast will be on our heels tomorrow. A little bit breezy, high clouds on the increase. Notice this trough of low pressure out there on Thursday, and then it crosses on Saturday. Very little moisture, but there'll be slight chances of some very light rain and snow flurries across northern and central Arizona through the day on Saturday. And it's not nearly as strong as the storm system that just went through, but we could see some light sprinkles, and even here in Flagstaff, a little bit of light snowfall as we get into Saturday afternoon. Then high pressure builds in, and the warmest temperatures of the year early next week. Currently outside right now, 43 degrees, mostly cloudy, winds out of the southwest at 10 miles per hour. Okay, overnight tonight, I think we're going to see increasing high clouds, cirrus clouds, so 22 our early morning low. Tomorrow, I think we're mostly cloudy, kind of thick enough clouds to blot out the sun for part of the day. 52 degrees our high temperature forecast for our Thursday. 65 in Sedona, 62 Prescott, 79 in Phoenix. Payson, you're at 63 for a high, and Winslow 65. Okay, so here's the extended forecast. A weak storm system, temperatures go down a little bit on Saturday, then things start to warm up. Sunday, it's all sunshine. Still with temperatures right around average here in Flagstaff, but look, by Tuesday, we're into the mid-60s, and we continue to warm as we get into mid-next week, and those will be the warmest temperatures we've seen around here yet this spring. We have not hit the 70-degree mark in Flagstaff yet, and in Sedona, you haven't hit 80 yet, but we're going to be getting close down there as we get into next week.
So Sedona's really warming up. Are we thinking just the one Saturday of precipitation, or could that maybe linger a little bit?
No, it'll be gone by Sunday. So just a weak storm system out there on Saturday with very light precip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot for that weather update. Kaylee, what do we have in sports?
There's a lot going on, actually. It's baseball, baseball, baseball. I'll tell you more about it coming up.
I was an ordinary guy, but I switched to Suddenlink's new internet, and now I can't stop being awesome, because it's the fastest in town. Downloads, uploads, any kind of load, everything just flows at speeds 13 times faster than phone company DSL. Even when the whole family is online, there's no buffering. With DSL, we were suffering. Yep, anything the phone company can do, I can do faster. Now that I have the next big thing from Suddenlink, now that I have a house full of easy.
Let's personalize learning. Make a program that listens.
To my needs.
It works at my pace.
It's fun,
affordable,
efficient.
That fits the way I learn.
That works with my interests.
And my life.
Let's have experience be respected.
I'm ready to lead.
Let's create an accredited online degree.
Made for me.
My goals.
That lead to the future I wish for.
That's personalized learning from Northern Arizona University. Your future made here.
2 outs with a runner on first base.
chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
With some sunshine today, it was a good sign there was no more snow because high school baseball teams are keeping busy on the diamond. The Flagstaff boys baseball team hosted the Prescott Badgers earlier at 3:30 as they lost 9-4. And the Flagstaff girls softball team was in Prescott as their game was at 3:45 and the Badgers took another win 9-0. And over at Coconino High, the Panthers put on their cleats as they both took on Mojave earlier at 4 o'clock. The boys baseball team was on the road to face the Thunderbirds as this game is still in progress. And the girls softball team hosted Mojave at 4 o'clock as they won 4-3. And as baseball is in full swing, NAU sports are starting their spring practices and trainings. The NAU women's soccer team is in one of them that are in the loop for getting ready for their season. Last year, the women ended their season 11-5-3 overall and 7-3 in conference. They made it into the first round of the Big Sky playoffs, losing to Weber State 3-0. The 2014 NAU women's soccer schedule has been released as they will be playing in 19 matches. These women will be playing some challenging teams outside the Big Sky Conference. Teams include ASU, U of A, South Dakota, and Grand Canyon. With this new schedule, we can expect another great season by the Lumberjacks. And it wasn't a good night for teams here in Arizona, but it was for their opponents as the Coyotes helped the Kings clinch a playoff spot and the Suns helped the Clippers clinch a playoff spot in their Pacific divisions. Moving back over to the Diamond, the Arizona Diamondbacks took on the San Francisco Giants last night. And we're going to bring you here. Bottom first, Tim Hudson pitches it to Martin Prado, smacks it to deep center, but Angel Pagan dives for the catch and the out. Top of the fifth, Trevor Cahill to Pagan to whack this grounder past first for Parra in right field to toss it back into the dirt. Giants would score off of this run. And bottom seventh, Mark Trumbo gets the pitch and 3 strikes, he's out. Giants take another win from the D-backs 2-0. And then earlier today, the D-backs actually played against the Giants at noon. The Diamondbacks lost to the Giants 8-5 as they have started their very long season with a 1-5 record. And then over on the court, the Phoenix Suns had the Los Angeles Clippers in town for a division rivalry. And coming up here, we will get you started with the Suns. Coming up here, hopefully this video shows. All right, well, to start things out, in the final seconds of the first quarter, Chris Paul hits the 3 and draws a foul for the and 1. Later into the second, Marcus Morris takes the fadeaway jumper over Jordan and hits it. And then later on, Darren Collison on the drive, and he throws up the alley for DeAndre, throwing down the oop. Chris Paul on the break here, and he pulls up for the jumper, and Blake Griffin is there to clean up the mess with a putback dunk. And then later on, Gerald Green gets the pick from Fry, which frees him for the open 3. And then now we take you into the fourth quarter here where Chris Paul is going to take this right here. Look at this deep 3. It's almost like he's shooting this all the way from Flagstaff. And then bringing it into the fourth. Bledsoe with the drive, and he scores to bring the Suns up with 2. Then a chance to tie it. Bledsoe drives and is blocked. The Clippers take this one 112-108. Their next game is tomorrow on the road in Portland against the Trailblazers. And hitting the ice in Los Angeles, the Phoenix Coyotes took on the Los Angeles Kings for a game with not much Arizona action. We're going to show you here Kings on a power play here into the second, passing it around, Kopitar to Martinez, and then over to Doughty, who's going to hit it right over the Grice's shoulder. Kings up 2-0 with Carter driving it wide for the easy goal. Another Kings power play here, Martinez to Gabrick, over to Kopitar for the top shelf goal. Kings shut out the Coyotes 4-0 as Los Angeles has clinched their playoff spot. The Coyotes' next game is tomorrow against the Oilers. So it was pretty rough for Arizona teams here, especially the Coyotes with the shutout. But
it's a shame that the Suns couldn't pull off the win. How are the playoff hopes looking for them?
Right now, we are still crossing our fingers, but I'm not saying it's looking too good. But we're going to still have hope for the Phoenix Suns. That's what I can say.
All right, we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Terry Markson. As seasons change, so does the inventory at Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac. But before we make room for the 2014 Cadillacs, we've still got a huge selection of brand new 2013s to choose from. Models like the powerful CTS, the ATS voted 2013 Car of the Year, the popular SRX crossover, and Cadillac's crown jewel, the Escalade. You can always count on our same relaxed, no pressure environment. Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac, real hometown value.
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
Have a good first day at work, Mom.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does. And like that, you're a job creator.
All right, welcome back. Still on the cool side again tomorrow with some high cloud cover, and on Saturday we have a slight chance of some light snow showers through the day. Still cool. Then we start to see the high pressure build in, plenty of sunshine and some very warm temperatures settling in by the time we get into next work week. Down in Sedona, 65, mostly cloudy tomorrow, maybe a light rain shower out there Saturday, and temperatures start to soar here early next week.
Well, I'm sorry, glad it's starting to get warmer out there. I couldn't believe the blizzard that we had. Well, that's all the news we have for you tonight. Before you change that channel, however, we have a quick performance by Annam Dixon.
I'm back in the studio with Annam Dixon, who has prepared a song for us today. What are you going to play, Annam?
I'm going to play one of my songs called Rain or Shine.
Excellent, cool. So this is Annam Dixon with Rain or Shine.